What's going on, everybody? This is your girl, Bizzy Brea, with Bizzy Brea's Hot Topics. I hope you guys are all having a fabulous day. And I've got a special interview that I wanted to bring to you. His name is Oakdale Boonce, and I brought him right to the airwaves for everyone. He's actually a Grand Rapids native. Growing up in Grand Rapids, Michigan, Boonce was surrounded by the game, a kid who came of age on the south side of Grand Rapids, Michigan during its darkest years of drugs, violence, and abandonment, and how he was able to navigate that traumatizing landscape to a different life. Boonce was born into a family with a notorious reputation in Grand Rapids, Michigan, from the west end of Oakdale Street. His father and uncles were also well-known figures in the city and was later sentenced to lengthy prison terms. From infancy, his life is influenced by the game, and by the time he starts high school, he made a life-shaping choice. As his day-to-day life becomes more and more anxious, he is shot and watches as family fall to prison, addiction, and even death. Everybody, I want to welcome Oakdale Boonce. Boonce, how are you doing?
Bizzy Brea, I'm doing well, ma'am. I want to start right away by thanking you for sharing your platform with me. I do not take this lightly. I truly appreciate this time that you're giving with me, sharing your huge platform.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. And thank you for, just blessing us with your presence. I thought it was important to get you on the show because a huge part of our listeners are right here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Of course, we're going to be airing this on 97.3 as well as on the podcast. But I definitely wanted to get your story out there because you have a story. And it seems like it's a good one to read and to take heed to. And I believe you can change a lot of people born into these types of families and these situations sometimes just succumb to it. So you're doing something about it. You've got a story. And I also wanted to say, thank you again for your time.
Thank you.
So let's just dive right in real quick. We're going to kind of go all over the place here, but I want to start with the Book of Boonce, Son of the Game. Tell me a little bit about your inspiration and why you felt the need to write this book.
Well, for many years, I would say following my escape from that life, many people have encouraged me to do a movie, which we both know is time-consuming, probably more than a book. But I thought that the book would be a great start to jumpstart, which will be soon a movie. The Book of Boonce will soon be a movie in the next coming year or so. So we started off with a book just to get that story out there, as you said earlier, and hopefully that the story and my story could inspire some or give insight to some that are probably still in the game right now. And that has been the case because many young readers have reached out, and I'm surprised these are individuals who probably would not have read a book, but they have reached out stating how they enjoyed the read and how certain things have touched them in the book.
Nice. Yep, nice. Very nice. Okay. How long have you had the book out? When did the book first get published?
The book was published in April for purchase, but it became available on Barnes & Noble and Amazon on May 3rd. And we just had a signing party in Grand Rapids on May 11th, this past Saturday, which was a huge turnout, and I was overwhelmed by the support.
Nice. Where was that located at, your book signing?
That was held at De La Soul Records at 1220 Kalamazoo, and then we moved the after party over to Sneaker Genius on Division Street, 520 Division.
Nice. Very nice. That's exciting. How many people do you think showed up, estimated wise?
We're guessing probably in and out, 120 people in and out.
Nice. That's a good showing.
Beautiful. It was wonderful. Like I say, I left Grand Rapids coming back to Atlanta overwhelmed from the love.
I love to hear it. And as you know, I'm here in Atlanta as well. And we had to miss it. I did hear about it through my husband. He did tell me about your book signing. So I'm sorry I wasn't able to interview you before the book signing to get you a little bit more press, but we're doing it now, so that's okay.
Yeah.
So despite the challenges that you faced, you used a lot of your, OG's tutelage and your personal experience and tools to carve out your own path. Why was it important for you to carve out your own path during this time in your life?
Basically, it came down to no other choice. Like I lost, and mentioned in the book, my OGs had passed away. My grandmother, a lot of them had passed away or went on to the penitentiary. But the schooling that I got, I would say that there's not a college that can compare to the education that I received from my family. So it was very important for me to carve out, and that's really the way that I was raised, to be prepared to carve out my own path.
Right. And I was going to say, you probably saw a lot of people doing the same thing and following a certain path that was leading to early demise or being in prison, obviously.
Yes, and I really can't take the credit for that. I would have to give that credit to God, because I really don't even know how I'm able to have this conversation or even to even write that book or even be on your platform with you today. I get no credit for being saved from that life.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. And do you feel, I know you said that people reached back out to you. I did have a chance to glimpse on your reviews. I'm always interested to hear the reviews or to see the reviews. Because as you know, now in today's society with AI, people can pay for reviews. But in viewing those, Boonce, I did see that people were really touched by your book, and it seemed to change some people's lives that read the book.
Yes, like I said, and those are not even a portion of the feedback. I wish that they would go on and put their views on the website, because I'm getting reached out to by, like I say, 19-year-old individuals who the book have touched in one way or the other.
Gotcha.
So there's a small, there's a large gamut of youngsters that are receiving the message that's in the book.
Mm-hmm.
Readers that probably would have not read a book. Right,
exactly. Do you have any future plans to have a book tour or anything like that? And I'm thinking, maybe you already have, like Detroit or any surrounding areas, or even here in Atlanta.
Yes, that's in place now. Grand Rapids was the first stop.
Nice.
We do have the Bay Area in mind, Chicago, and I would have to check with my wife for that third one, but I do know that there's 3 cities right now that's lined up that were booked for hotels and everything.
That's really good feedback for your book coming out so quickly.
Yes. Well, the thing about it is the 90s, even it being 2024, it was a very influential time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still influencing today. The 90s are still influencing today. And our culture, not just our culture, I think the world, because it goes back to cowboys and Indians and the gangster movies. We are intrigued by those stories.
Right.
I will not just say our culture. I'll say America whole is intrigued by those stories.
Absolutely. And I was going to say this too. I know I don't want to give too much away with your, with the book and you explaining the book, but can you just kind of give us a quick synopsis for those listening right now? So if they are interested, they can go ahead and go on Barnes and Nobles or wherever else to find the book. Can you just kind of give us a quick synopsis of the book and why someone should pick it up if they haven't already heard about you or the book?
Okay, for one, I would just say, due to the reviews that it has received, that should encourage you that it is, and justify that it is a great book to read. But the story itself, young man or starting at an infant, born to a pimp, born to a woman who was just game conscious, born into a family that was at the top of their game as far as the underground world, and being exposed to every level of it, reaching to a plateau of being married with 3 children for 30 years. It's a story within itself. Just that alone is something to be in awe about. Very few where I come from are able to sit where I sit. And I do not take that lightly. That's all praises due to God. This is nothing that I had done on my own. But I always say this, and not to sound cocky or anything, but I just know that I was chosen by God.
Absolutely. No, that's a testament. That's not being cocky or anything. That's a testament. That's how you feel. And we're here to be transparent. Nothing fake about this platform or this interview. So no, by all means, and sometimes we say that so much, but certain people are meant to shine because this is life-changing information that you're given, and it could change people's lives, literally.
Absolutely.
So let me ask you this. Did you have anybody help you with the book? Have you ever were you good at writing in the past? How did you come to writing a book? Did you have somebody help you? What was the process there?
Yes, I've always been a great writer. I was always excellent in academics and great student, A student, honor roll student. But my wife did assist me in writing what we know as the Book of Boonce, Son of the Game, Volume 1.
Nice. Yes, love it. Love it. Very blessed to have her in your life.
Yes,
and,
absolutely.
Help you write your story. Nice. Okay. What's something else that you feel if someone isn't from the streets? So say someone's not from the streets, they're not from that type of lifestyle. Who else would benefit from picking up your book and reading it?
Well, in some form or fashion, it's led me to believe that everyone, even if you have not experienced it, you want to understand it. And if you don't want to understand, you have a family member that have fell victim to drug abuse, or maybe even wanting to fit in with the life.
Mm-hmm.
So this will give you an insight, a hands-on insight, day-to-day walkthrough of what it's like to be in the midst or in the belly of the beast.
Right. I like the way you said that, the belly of the beast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Okay. Now, you said you were, looking at a potential movie. Have you talked with any directors, movie producers? Has anyone reached out to you about turning this thing into I do know that Grand Rapids has been a small area where some movies have been made, and it's not totally out of the perspective. Would you want the movie to be filmed in Grand Rapids, or would you want it to be in Atlanta, or both?
We would probably do both. Due to my experience being stretched out in many states. Grand Rapids is just where I'm from, but I was stretched out in many states conducting business. But yes, I would definitely shoot a lot of scenes in my hometown of Grand Rapids.
Yeah, keep it authentic.
Yes.
Yeah, Grand Rapids is definitely built different, feels different, looks different than Atlanta for sure.
I always say that Grand Rapids produced a different type of individual from anywhere else that I've been. And I haven't been all over the world, but I've been to many of places and sat and talked with many of people. And I come to the conclusion that Grand Rapids produces a different type of person.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it doesn't necessarily have to be any from, the hardcore streets. It's just, people are built differently. I do feel like even from the South to like Midwest area, the weather has even just as, you come from an environment where you're toughing it out even with the weather,
Yes, absolutely. But for me, it's you when someone says Grand Rapids, they don't think of those elements.
Right.
Street. See, in Grand Rapids, there's a street element, but there was a Dutch upbringing.
Mm-hmm.
So there's individuals who speak very fluent King's English, but are very dangerous individuals.
Right.
And they're smart. They're book smart. So I always say I've been many places that didn't spend too much time in New York. I hear that New York carries those same type of individuals. But from my short walk on this earth, Grand Rapids produces a different type of individual.
Mm-hmm.
And that's...
Yeah, absolutely. I just noticed too in your bio, you mentioned your identity splitting into two: a hustler roaming through books whose rep of earning money rings in the streets, to gravitating towards your earlier teachings that gives you both a voice to tell the story of your young life and the knowledge that you needed to create a new one. So with that being said, it's kind of like, you're coming into your own, you're awakening. You've got your old teachings, you've got your with the new path that you're going on. And I think that rings true to a lot of people who, as they grow, they're either going to stay stagnant or they're going to make something of themselves and be able to grow from that. So I think that was perfectly read how that, I don't know who wrote that bio or put those words together, but that was definitely authentic and organic of who you truly are with this situation.
Yes, ma'am. And I'd say there's my uncle that I mentioned in there who could have easily been a CEO of a Fortune 500 company. Yes, these individuals that I'm speaking of, they do carry an edge to them, but they are far from dummies. I would say that it was never about violence. It was really about survival and getting yourself in position. The way that the game was taught to me. It was taught ownership, organization, keeping a log, ledgers, itemizing. See, those are terms that I learned at an early age.
Yeah, those are like accounting skills.
Yes. My teachings from the game wasn't your traditional rap song or your traditional, what you see on here, the pants sack. That's not where I come from. I come from suits and ties, strictness. I come from strict upbringing. And these are guys that would smile, great men, but you didn't want to double cross them.
Right.
That's where I come from.
Right.
I didn't come from the ignorance of what we see today. But if anyone's familiar with Bumpy Face Johnson or any of those organizations, those were the type of men that breathed breath into me, as far as my upbringing and, allowing me to be the man that I am today, including my grandmother who raised me.
Nice. So yeah, what you're saying is you had a code. You guys followed codes. You guys had some strict discipline in certain areas. You guys, had a purpose at least, and it wasn't just chaos, basically.
It wasn't chaos, and it was always taught that even though I lost my way, but that was my fault, because it was always taught to me that this wasn't a long-term situation.
Right.
My OGs always told me that this was not a long-term situation, but as being so young, I became intoxicated with the lifestyle. But my uncle used to always say that the dealer needs as much as rehabilitation as the user.
Right. Do you, and I have a question I want to ask you, but we got to we're coming up on break, you guys. So again, we're talking to Oakdale Boonce about his book of Boonce, Son of the Game. He's out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, you guys. He's got a great story and a very inspiring story. And when we get back, we'll continue on, and I'll circle back with that question here when we get right back. So again, stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on Bizzy Bree's Hot Topics.
97.3 FM is sponsored by Grand Valley State University. Are you a youth service provider, educator, or community leader interested in better understanding the system that impact the lives of Black boys and men? Don't miss the 3rd annual Black Boys and Men National Symposium in downtown Grand Rapids, June 12th through June 14th. Hosted by Grand Valley State University and featuring keynote speaker Jalen Rose and others. The event will be a place of personal growth and professional growth for those who walk alongside Black boys and men. Registration and more details are at gvsu.edu/bbms. Thank you, Grand Valley State University.
The Heat 97.3 FM is sponsored by Gerald R. Ford International Airport. Switch into airport mode with their expanded concourse, featuring new concessions, amenities, and of course, 30-plus nonstop routes. Learn more at flyford.org.
Hey guys, this is your girl Brea with Bizzy Bree's Hot Topics. I hope you've been tuning in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where me and my friends Lovey D and Jennifer Real 100 bring you the best in interviews, hot topics, entertainment news, and much, much more. If you can't be anywhere else, be at Bizzy Bree's. We brighten up your day and make it just a little bit lighter.
You are listening to Bizzy Bree's Hot Topics on the Heat 97.3 FM.
All right, you guys, and we are back from break. I am interviewing Oakdale Boonce in regards to his newly released book called Book of Boonce, Son of the Game. And he just had a book signing, you guys, in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And we're just kind of discussing his life and why he decided to write this book to inspire especially youth and how to kind of change their path, if you will, things that he's went through. So, you don't always have to go through everything the hard way. You can actually read a book and learn from it just by reading it. So if you don't want to go through it personally, you can read how somebody else went through it. And that's what he basically did. Boonce, I wanted to circle back real quick. I had a question I wanted to ask you. What was the turning point for you to decide that you wanted to write a book based on, and did you know you wanted to write a book when you were kind of in the game, or was it once you left the game? Can you please explain to us a little bit about when this inspiration happened for you?
That inspiration came much later.
Okay.
Like as I said earlier, many people have tried to inspire me to do a movie about our involvement in the underworld. But then it came to an idea came to me to start it out with a book. That way we will already have a script kind of written out for the movie. And so I did the book just as a start to begin the process of sharing the story.
Gotcha. Okay. Makes sense. Do you want the movie, in your mind, do you see this as a movie on like a Netflix, or do you have a specific network that you think it would do better on, like maybe BET or BET Plus, or have you not even thought about it that far ahead?
Well, I have thought about that, and it'll just be which would work best as an independent person. It would just be which would work best for us.
Right.
As an independent conglomerate. Mm-hmm. That's what it would all be based off of. which deal or situation would work best for us in the release of this movie.
Would you want to use family, friends? Would you want to be a part of the casting, intimately a part of the casting? Would you want to be featured in your own movie? How would that look for you?
Yes, we have a joke that I always say that I would play one of my uncles in the movie. But yes, we would use friends and family, whoever would be interested and who could come in and demonstrate a good skill, and Terrence Banks, I definitely would reach out to him in Dallas. He's done a few films. I would definitely reach out to him as playing a role, a major character. Yes, to make the answer short, yes, I would definitely reach out to family and friends.
Nice. Yep, very good. Yep, sounds like you definitely gave it a lot of thought. I want to kind of segue a little bit away from the book now because you are, so again, you guys, Boonce is an author, an investor, and an entrepreneur. Just in case you didn't realize, you also have a clothing line called Gorilla Grind, and it is spelled a little differently than you may think. Not necessarily the animal gorilla, but gorilla, like G-O-Rilla, real, R-E-A-L-L-A, grind. What was your inspiration for this clothing design that you have? And kind of maybe you can tell me a little bit about the name that you chose.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, it's a little deeper than a clothing line. It's actually a way of life. And it stems back to what we used to call the grind. Back in the 90s, you would grind. So, and then we always referred to, I had a cousin who referred to the streets as a concrete jungle. And coming up, we would always refer to him as gorillas. But I looked at that and dissected it and just said, not just to go, but go real. So Gorilla Grind, which is for the upper echelon of those that are grinding, not the half doers or the half steppers. But though I wouldn't care if you're going to a factory for 12 hours, but if you're going in there with the intent of bettering yourself and those around you and creating a better life, then you can consider yourself as living the lifestyle of the Gorilla Grind. It's not hashtag no handouts, hashtag no excuses. It's getting to where you have to get to or where you're wanting to get to with nothing being able to stand in your way. You're an elite. The Gorilla Grind basically puts you in an elite class of go-getters.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
It's a lifestyle. You don't even have to tell anyone. They know if you're truly how people refer to it on that Gorilla Grind or walking heavy on the earth.
I like it. Nice. Very nice. What? When did you come out with this clothing line?
Like I said, it's a little deeper than clothing line. We have all types of items affiliated with Gorilla Grind.
Okay, so it's not just shirts or hoodies, or it's all kinds of stuff.
Yes, we have all types of items that's associated with it, so that you would be recognized. When people see you, they would recognize you, that you are among those elite go-getters. We have pendants, T-shirts, hats, coffee cups, cigars. We have a line of cigars as well. And I would like to thank your husband publicly. He has supported us in our cigars, and he has given them a great review. We have some, we have quite a few. We have a coffee that we have been trying to launch probably for over a year and a half, but we've ran into some hiccups. But hopefully we'll soon have that coffee available on our website as well.
Okay. What kind of coffee is that? Is it just like regular coffee? Is it from like what's infused in it, or what kind of coffee would that be?
It'll be a Colombian blend.
Okay, nice.
It'll be a Colombian blend, and I drink it from time to time, but we haven't been able to get it in bulk like we want it.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of holding up our launch of it. And we have people that have been reaching out to us, asking about the coffee as well. We're working on it. We're really working on it. We thought it would have been this summer, and I'm not ruling it out. It may be this summer.
Gotcha. Okay. Nice. For the Gorilla Grind website, can you go ahead and give everybody that website so if anybody wants to check it out, they can. Who's listening?
Absolutely. It's GOREALLA grind.com. GorillaGrind.com.
All right, you guys heard that from Boonce. So if you want to check out some of his items, that sound, I love the meaning behind that. So thank you for sharing that, Boonce, with me and the radio show and also the podcast. And we do definitely appreciate it. So that's not where it ends, you guys. So you also have another, like I said, he's also an entrepreneur. So you have another company called Walk Heavy Marketing. Tell us just a little bit about that company and what you do there.
Walk Heavy Marketing basically is a company that aids our companies in marketing our products along with data analytics. That was very important that we had that, because it's one thing creating a product. Then there's the hard part, getting that product out to the consumer or those that may be interested in what you have to offer.
Right.
So it was very important that we created our own marketing firm to handle our business for us, our marketing concerns.
Nice. How long has that business been out?
3 years now. 3 years.
Okay.
That was 3 years old. Like I said, right. It really focuses on the data analytics of things.
Gotcha.
The marketing life has changed. The marketing world has changed. It's not like it was years ago. It's really based off data.
Yeah. Yep. That's with everything right now. Everyone wants to know where the views are coming in, from what region, what social media, that's important.
Yes, that way you're not spending unnecessary marketing dollars or promotional dollars.
I like it. So kind of does a scan or review of where the business is coming from. And so can anybody go onto that website and hire you guys to help them with their products?
Yes. When right now we have 2 outside entities that we are working with. So once we finish getting them going, we will be able to take on other clients. Okay. But at the point, we wouldn't take you on not being able to deliver. We would want you to be able to speak highly of us once our business is completed.
Gotcha. Okay. Very nice. I love it. You were just all over the place. And then we're still not done. Okay, so if anybody, do you have a website for that company?
That is that company has no website.
Okay, gotcha.
But you can find it on social media at Walk Heavy Marketing.
Gotcha. Okay. Walk Heavy Marketing. Will that be on Facebook or Instagram?
Facebook and Instagram.
All right, nice. All right, and then you also have Heavy Game Biz. Tell us a little bit about Heavy Game Biz.
HeavyGame.biz is a digital record label, management company, and distribution company. It's a website to where you can go to if you are a music lover. I'm talking about you're just in love with music. We have a catalog, an exclusive catalog that you can go to, listen for free. And if you find anything that you like, you'll also be able to go into any of your platforms that you are now subscribed to and get that music from Apple Music, Spotify, whichever, any of these sites that you or apps that you are affiliated with, you will be able to access our music through those sites. Or you can just continue to come to heavygame.biz and listen to music for free. No subscription, no account set up, no credit card information, just free listening.
Oh, wow.
Music catalog.
Very nice. Very nice. What was the inspiration for coming up with that idea, with this?
That was the first love, music.
Okay.
We Heavy Game has been in place since '89.
Wow.
So it was originally a different website. We sold that domain name and created heavygame.biz. And this consists of artists like Poppy Khan, Yankee Duckster, 742 Kane, Sugar B, Towns Boy Hot. I mean, there's so many artists on there that you can go on and I mean, it's really fire music.
Nice. Where can people go to find heavygame.biz?
Okay. There's Heavy Game, like basketball game, heavygame.biz.
BIZ. Gotcha.
Interviews, live studio sessions. We did a few sessions here in Atlanta at Patchwork. They have come up from Grand Rapids and went up to Patchwork, which is a historical landmark of music here in Atlanta.
Yep.
So we have live sessions there, videos. There's so much that you can go to heavygame.biz. If you're a music lover, a music junkie, you'll be able to go there and enjoy yourself.
Which most of us are, and then especially, us radio hosts, obviously. Okay, you guys, we've been talking to Oakdale Boonce on his recent release of his new book called Book of Boonce, Son of the Game. He also has a couple other businesses. That's Go, Rilla, Grind, heavygame.biz, and Walk Heavy Marketing. You got a lot going on. We're going to dive in just a little deeper in a few at the next break here, and kind of go into some things that I wanted to ask you about, a little bit more intimate. So a little bit more intimate questions, and we're going to get a little bit, grab something to drink, get some popcorn, because it's going to get a little bit more juicy, you guys. So, all right, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
97.3 FM would like to thank our sponsor, Gun Lake Casino.
Ever watching the plays in snow? Don't miss the $180,000 Money Madness at Gun Lake Casino, with cash winners every Saturday in May. And on May 25th, one lucky player wins all the remaining cash. Right time, right place, right around the corner. GLC, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Gun Lake Casino. Gamble responsibly. Rewards members and counselors.
Thank you, Gun Lake Casino.
Be sure to tune into Bizzy Bree's Hot Topics every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. on The Heat 97.3 FM or online at www.theheat973.com. See you there.
97.3 FM is a proud sponsor of the Sneaker Bowl. Looking for a party with a purpose? Put on your flyest attire and favorite sneakers for a grand night of great community, good food, and fantastic music at the 3rd Annual Sneaker Ball in Grand Rapids on Thursday night, June 13th. The 3rd Annual Sneaker Ball celebration is a premier event that brings together the community for a night of fundraising. It will feature meaningful monologues to inspire our collective vision for a more just future and great food. The event will also feature a sneaker cam competition and sounds by PJ the DJ. For more info and tickets, visit gvsu.edu/bbms.
He want the scoop, she want the tea, she want the tea.
Thanks for tuning in to Bizzy Bree's Hot Topics on the Heat 97.3 FM.
She want the tea, she want the tea.
All right, you guys, and we are back, and this is your girl Bizzy Brea talking to Oakdale Boonce, straight out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, now living in Georgia, and we're just discussing his book called Book of Boonce, Son of the Game, and why he decided to write the book, what you would get out of purchasing the book and reading it and all these other different business ventures. But I also wanted to ask you a few more questions, if you don't mind, Boonce, because, you have always mentioned that you're an open book, and obviously with writing a book and when you're being interviewed, people want to know some of the hard questions. So I noticed that when you sent me over your bio, you had mentioned abandonment. Can you please kind of give us a little bit more detail into that abandonment that you went through, maybe as a young child or older?
Yes, and this is very something very familiar in many inner cities. Now, in my case, my abandonment was saved due to my family, and it wasn't intentional. My daddy ended up in the penitentiary at a young age, and drug abuse takes away many of our parents for a time in the inner city.
Mm-hmm.
But all praises again to God that I had a grandmother that took me in and instilled in me things that I needed as far as my spirit to keep going, to not use excuses. So I credit her for much of my spiritual strength. I got that from her.
Mm-hmm.
She wouldn't allow you to use an excuse or give you a cop out or a way out. She would always, there was a saying, and your elders may have said this saying too. Like if you, now you done made your bed, now you got to lay in it. They never allow you to self-pity yourself or give yourself any type of excuse, but fix what you need to fix and keep going.
Yep. That's right.
Because what happened to my father and the things that my mother went through, they're not exempt. I was on that same path that I could have easily ended up in that same situation. So, yeah, so again, I give all praises to God and my grandmother.
Very nice. Thank you for that transparency. There's a lot of people who have been through abandonment issues, drug issues. It tends to stem from generation after generation, and especially in some of these inner city communities all throughout the United States. And they can be considered traps. As you know, the history, especially in the African American community. And not everybody is willing or even wanting, or maybe not have that spiritual awakening to break out of that trap. I like to call it a trap because that's exactly what I feel like it can be.
Yes.
Or a cycle, right? Toxic, heavy cycle where all you're seeing is a certain lifestyle. And there are some people like yourself who have broken out of that and now have a positive spin on things and want to teach the youth and things like that. Do you feel like movies today are sensationalizing that type of lifestyle? And what differently would you do with your movie? Would you do to change that sensationalization of it?
I hear that a lot, and I can't say that I agree with it. Because like I say, I go back to cowboys and Indians.
Mm-hmm.
This stuff is nothing new, but this is a reality.
Yeah.
And the thing that I would say is I can only show it for what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else would take the realness from it.
Right.
It wouldn't be authentic anymore. Even when you look at Scarface, the movie Scarface, he ended up dying.
Yep.
So that's a part of that lifestyle. Now, I believe that the responsibility lies on the elders to explain this situation to the youth.
Yep.
Where it comes in, it's a story as well as entertainment at the same time. That goes for the music, the movies, and anything else that we encounter in life. It's up to the elders or the OGs to give the youngsters the game that they need to separate what's necessary and what's unnecessary. That's my take on the movies today, the music today. And like I say, this is nothing new.
Right.
This content has been being produced way before I was born.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to keep the movie as much authentic as I possibly can.
Good.
To see what it really is. There's no Supermans, there's no heroes, there's nothing. This is what it is. There was a song Ice-T had, High Rollers. He said, very few live to retire.
Very few live to retire. Cash flow extreme.
It's almost like you feel like, and I hear what you're saying. You feel like it's up to you guys. You feel like it's up to the elders. You feel like it's up to the OGs to give that experience and to teach and to say, hey, it's great while it lasts, but it's not going to last too long.
Yes. The question that I always ask, who's to blame? The tree or the fruit? If the tree produces bold fruit, blame the fruit or do we blame the tree that it came from?
Right. Yeah. Yep. Either way, it just needs to, we need more and more people like you in the community giving this information and trying to at least stop the surge of violence and drug addiction and things of that nature, because without people like you, it's just going to continue with, I don't know. It makes me feel like there needs to be more and more people standing up. Do you feel like you've encouraged others to kind of stand up and take a positive approach to life and are kind of ministering to the youth as well? Do you feel like that's been your purpose and your goal? And do you feel like that goal or purpose is being accomplished right now?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I just continue to walk heavy on the earth and to show and prove. And my thing is, it's not just one man or one woman, but it's everyone returning back to their post, returning back to their duty, and then you don't need just one man.
Right.
You have a father that's in a home. You have a mother there. You have people holding one another accountable for their action. And we have to start early. Like I say, even though the means, for me, it was always the means to get something. For my family, it was always the means to attain things. It was never the riffraff or the silly things that could be over-glamorized, maybe. But those things were, on the movie, I always refer back to movies, Baby Boy, the Guns and Butter.
Yeah.
I was taught about Guns and Butter way before Baby Boy was probably the writer even thought about writing it.
Right.
These are the things that need to be spoke to the youth from their mothers, their fathers, their uncles, their aunts, from early childhood development. Not waiting till they're 16 and you've allowed them to develop into something on their own.
Right.
And then trying to correct the situation.
Yeah. The youth needs guidance. at the end of the day. And there was a study, and I don't have the study with me right now. You may know since you have the analytics, you're the smart one, clearly. But there was a study done with when children grow up and how strong their environment is. And it was said that where a parent decides to live or where they currently live, bringing up their child, I think it's like 70% of is going to determine the results of their success for their child. So that to come out of that environment is definitely a testament to you and others, because your environment is so freaking powerful.
Like I say, the teaching that I received, I came under scholars. These gentlemen and women that I speak of were legitimate scholars.
Right.
They were earners in the street. But they were not for the folly.
Right.
These were some smart individuals, and they taught us. All of us. There was a gang of us, first cousins that were like brothers. We were all like brothers. And our aunts and uncles and grandmothers. My grandmother, it's in the book. She kept an encyclopedia set, and it didn't collect dust at her house.
Right.
If you had a question, she would refer you back to the encyclopedias that she bought before she helped you out.
Yeah.
Her mother was Google before Google.
Right.
Yeah, but she was game, though.
But again, that's what I'm saying. So your environment, you had these scholars, you had these strong people around you, and not everybody has that. So that probably, shaped you.
Absolutely. But if we look back in history, that was once the households of our culture.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
This stuff here is kind of new. We come from that.
Right.
Just about anyone my age, 50 and up or 45 and up, 9 times out of 10, they had some heavy influence, teaching them respect, principles.
Yep.
Discipline and all that good stuff that allows you to prosper in life.
Absolutely. And the discipline is important and was taught in a lot of the households, because when you stepped outside of your house, you were going to be met with a lot of different things, and you definitely needed to know how to conduct yourself and carry on with a world that doesn't necessarily always favor you.
And I totally agree. And again, I thank God Almighty that I was raised by the family that I was raised from. My father, my mother, even though my father was in the penitentiary, he sent letters on a regular basis. My mother gave me so much game to survive in life at a young age.
Right.
I thank them for that. I had so much influence in my family that peer pressure was never an issue for me.
Right.
Peers my age sounded silly on many of occasions when I heard them speak. Because of my teaching, I was grown. I've never had a curfew in my life. I've always had free will to come and go as I please, ever since I can remember. I remember having to get home when the street lights come on. I didn't.
Wow.
I was given responsibilities of an adult at a young age. Mm-hmm. But it's all in the book.
Yep. And that's why you've got so many successful businesses right now, because of how you grew up, basically, is what you're saying. So, yeah, makes a lot of sense. All right. So, okay, go ahead and, for anybody who's not following you, Oakdale Boonce out of Grand Rapids, now living in Georgia, go ahead and give everybody your socials, so if someone's not following you, they know how they can reach you.
Okay, you can find me at Instagram and Facebook at Oakdale Boonce. Oakdale Boonce.
Okay.
Instagram and Facebook.
Instagram and Facebook, Oakdale Boonce. That's Boonce. And then your book is on Barnes & Noble, correct?
Yes, you can order it from Barnes & Noble or Amazon. And if you're interested in a author-signed copy, you can go to bookofboonce.com. to receive an author signed copy.
Very nice. All right, well, thank you so much. I appreciate you agreeing to do this interview today and just sharing your story. It's a phenomenal one, and appreciate your time, as I know you're obviously a busy man, so I appreciate you sitting down with me on Bizzy Bree's Hot Topics and discussing your book and your other ventures that you have going, and much success to you now and in the very near future.
I received that, Ms. Bizzy, and I want to thank you for sharing your platform with me. I truly appreciate it. I do not take it lightly. I am very grateful that you have allowed me to come on here and speak.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. All right, you guys, we do have to take another break, and we will be right back.
Funding for 97.3 FM is provided in part by La Familia Stop and Shop, located at 1066 Cesar E. Chavez Avenue Southwest, providing groceries, convenience, and libations to local community.
Tune in to Reality Check every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 4 to 5 p.m. on The Heat, or listen online at www.theheat973.com.
At Top Notch Painting and Home Improvements, we are here to service your commercial and home residential projects. Whether it's a bathroom remodel being built to a 50,000 square foot renovation needing a total rehab, our fully licensed and insured professionals are ready to satisfy your needs. We have been in business in the Michigan and Atlanta, Georgia markets for 20 plus years. Be sure to check us out online to find out more and schedule your quote today at www.therealtopnotch.com.
Funding for 97.3 FM is provided in part by La Familia Stop and Shop, located at 1066 Cesar E. Chavez Avenue Southwest, providing groceries, convenience, and libations to local community.
All right, you guys, we want to thank you for tuning in. Excellent interview, Bree, and talking with Oakdale Boonce out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, about his newly released book, Book of Boonce. If you guys want to hear this interview and much more, please be sure to check out Bizzy Bree's Hot Topics on YouTube, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and Spotify. And then you too can also be a Bizzy Bee. Join the club and continue to follow us right here on Bizzy Bree's Hot Topics. Peace.